$10,000 is really that special number that a lot of people are working their butts off to try to get to. I want to show you some very easy, practical ways to reach your first $10,000 in business without any stress. I want to really show you why people really struggle to get and generate their first sales. Lack of knowledge and expertise or market research is another huge one. Insufficient capital, market and visibility. But what if you start being confident enough, start being bold enough to just start showing up all across social media platforms? This is called omnipresent. This is going to help you to get there. We got to get into it. I'm going to share my story. I had no idea that making $10,000 was a lot easier. See, I kept doing the wrong things like I was just telling you. I kept literally bumping my head against the wall, trying the same tired strategies that just weren't working. When I decided to do something drastically different, it wasn't something that I heard from Instagram. It wasn't something that I heard from friends and family members and other co-laborers in this business world. But I decided to contact all the people that had already said they liked me. All the people that have already been saying, go Manny, liking my social media posts. I decided to contact a couple of them. And I decided to build a very strong relationship with many of them. And within 3 months, I got my first $10,000 client. I wouldn't have even entertained doing it this way because I was part of this hustling grind mentality myself, right? Of just trying to make it happen, struggling to make it happen, working harder than I needed to work. See, there were some partners that were already out there, the people that would have loved to work with me, but the problem was I was not talking to them. So what I decided to do was to put myself out there, was to be bold, to be brave, to get out there and show people the value that I could actually bring. So I started building relationships with people. I started contacting people. I started doing some cold calling. I started contacting some warm leads. I started contacting as many people as I could to make myself more omnipresent, as I was just talking about. So when I first talked to this client during a consultation, she explained to me what her needs were. I had already studied her brand, so I knew what her pain points were. When we decided to work on a proposal that would help her get the results that she was looking for, she was in. I had provided so much value during that consultation that she was probably thinking inside of her head, if this man is giving me all of this sauce right now and I ain't even paid for nothing, I can only imagine the work that him and his team could actually do for us. So we got to work. I knew that it was going to be hard, but I was also willing to do something drastically different. In order for something to change, you got to change, right? And this was me back then. I was scared to change. I was scared to take risks. I was scared to put myself out there. I was nervous. I was afraid. I kept thinking that someone was going to say no, someone was going to be disinterested in me. And the reality was, many people told me no. The reality was, someone was going to be disinterested in me. Everybody couldn't like Manny Hall, just like everybody is not going to like you. But here, what is going to be key in order for you to be able to reach your first $10,000 client. You have to do something drastically different. You're going to have to take some risks. You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to talk to more people. My mentor often tells me, you got to make more offers. So same thing that I'm going to tell you, in order to reach your first $10,000 client, you got to make more offers. I know that some people have probably told you no. I know how disheartening that can be. I know how discouraging that can be. You probably just want to fall back and do absolutely nothing. But what I want to explain to you, in order to make that first $10,000, and you start talking to more people and getting excited and letting them see that enthusiasm about your product, about your service, I guarantee that you will close your first $10,000 client. See, whether this is a month, whether this is a day, I want every single one of you to be able to reach your first $10,000. And I know that it's so possible, but you just got to do something totally different. There's an amazing book called The Science of Getting Rich. Within this book, he gives very practical principles in order to get rich. Now, most people don't want to follow these principles because it takes a little hard work on their part. You getting out of your own way, you staying focused enough, you being brave enough to put yourself out there even though you've already heard no so many times. If you do that, you literally open yourself up to more success. If you are that person that's sitting in the back waiting for something magical to happen, then you're probably gonna be sitting back there for a very long time. First one is research and planning. Got to do your market research, got to create what's called a business plan. You also have to understand the legal requirements that go into you building a very successful business, because in most cases, a $10,000 contract is not going to go to someone that's a novice in their industry. You got to look at all the legal requirements for your state, how to start a business the right way. All of those things is going to set you in motion. Your CRM system, which is customer relationship marketing, all of that needs to be in point in order for you to set the stage for your first $10,000 client. Next, you got to look at product development, service development for those that are already having a service-based business. How are you developing this thing? You know that I deal with brand development a lot. I want you to now figure out, do you have a product that's actually worth $10,000? Do you have a service that's actually worth $10,000? And if not, how can you make it more desirable? How can you make this offer more desirable? How can you increase the value, the perceived value, so that when someone's thinking about buying this product or service from you, they're thinking of the value and saying, oh yeah, absolutely. You've already explained that I'm going to get boom, 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 then absolutely I'm going to spend the money, because now it's worth the investment. So if they're spending $10,000, how about you look at giving them a $100,000 return? How about you look at giving them a $50,000 net return from spending that $10,000 with you? See, they're not spending the $10,000 with you just to help you and your family out. They're spending the $10,000 with you as an investment for them to get more or to grow more in some type of area. Here's the next one, marketing and sales. This is an area that you got to get real good at. I know that you might feel a little uncomfortable in certain areas of marketing and sales, but this is an area that you really have to start polishing up a whole lot more. When you start to market and promote yourself, the sales will start to naturally come in. Why? Because you're giving people an opportunity to be exposed to who you are and what you could potentially do for them. Next one is customer engagement. Whether this is on social media, whether this is on email, whether this is in person, you're having some live event, you want to consistently be engaging with the people that could be spending their first $10,000 with you. And for some of these people that are going to spend that first 10, this might be something that they've never done before, but it doesn't mean that they can't do it. But you got to set the stage in terms of the value, putting yourself out there, allowing them to see you, engaging with them on a consistent basis. Then they'll remember to start purchasing from you. Last one, track and measure. You have to track your success, what's called KPI. KPIs, key performance indicators. You got to set these things up in order for people to see the value that you actually have to bring to the marketplace. Hopefully this was helpful. I know that you're going to the next level. Like and subscribe. I want you to like and subscribe. Why? Because I want you to get notifications of every time I make a new video in order for you to learn and grow and go to the next level. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.